Now, Eyewitness News is everywhere.
From San Francisco, marijuana advocates launch an advertising campaign designed to catch your eye.
From the North Bay, a moonlighting firefighter hauls around a unique passenger, toxic materials.
And from the peninsula in Redwood City, a high-tech polygraph machine makes its debut.
Good evening, I'm Hank Plant.
And I'm Dana King. Our top story, Northern California's largest elementary school district is the target of a lawsuit claiming unfair hiring and retaliation. Len Ramirez is in San Jose with details. Len?
Dana, attorney claims that this case is just the tip of the iceberg, that there are an emerging pattern here in the Alum Rock School District of not only unfair but illegal labor and hiring practices.
Good morning.
According to the claim, Mariana De Soto was an Alum Rock School District panel's top choice for the job of principal at Dorsa Elementary School, but she didn't get the job.
I felt my rights as a possible employee had been violated to the fullest degree, so I was devastated.
The claim is based on information brought to light by Lorraine Ruiz, a member of that advisory panel, who says an assistant superintendent told the group that De Soto would never be hired because she had sued her former school district.
We went through the process, we went through the channels, and she was denied the opportunity which she rightfully earned.
A few months after speaking up, Ruiz was fired from her job as a temporary teacher, even though she had won commendations for her work and even had a day dedicated to her in the district. Ruiz believes it was retaliation for being a whistleblower. Not so, says Alum Rock Superintendent Santiago Wood.
With any of our teachers that were not reelected to return, we followed the ed code, we followed the due process law, we followed existing board policy.
Wood was also eager to answer discrimination charges, pointing out his district has a good record of fair hiring practices and that minorities make up 40% of the workforce. He said De Soto's claim was ludicrous.
They are misguided, and it is easy for people to cast aspersions and denigrations. Unfortunately, you can do this. You throw the stuff up and see what sticks.
But attorney Marco Lopez says there are other cases of unfair hiring practices that will soon come out.
We have documented, are in the process of documenting, 15 other cases where similarly qualified teachers have been discriminated against by the district.
These claims are the latest in a series of blows to the Alum Rock School District, including a teacher strike just a couple of months ago. But through it all, the district has managed to reverse a trend this year for the first time in almost 10 years. Test scores are up here in the Alum Rock School District. I'm Len Ramirez reporting live in the South Bay.
All right, thank you, Len.
Well, we spoke to Channel 5 legal analyst Peter Keene today about protection for so-called whistleblowers. And he says whistleblower laws generally protect employees from being fired if they expose any corruption or wrongdoing in the workplace. And it also allows the employee to sue the employer. But they must prove that the reason they were fired was for exposing wrongdoing.
Tonight there is a report of a missing girl in Los Gatos, and that means investigators face the agonizing decision of whether to treat her as a runaway or something a lot worse. Tony Rusomano reports from the South Bay.
16-year-old Maribel Palafax of Los Gatos is missing. She may be headed to Mexico with one or two men.
We have no indications that there's any foul play at this time. We're taking every precautions to investigate this with our fullest resources, and we're taking it very serious.
Why did Los Gatos police quickly decide to go public on this case, while Hayward police waited 3 days before asking for the public's help in finding 13-year-old James Fasacila, whose body was found last week near a homeless encampment?
Manpower, how many people you have available.
The executive director of San Jose's Child Quest International says a state law requires police to immediately respond to any report of a missing child under the age of 12. The legislature is now considering raising the age to 16. Tony Rusomano in the South Bay.
Police in one East Bay town are looking at an escalating murder rate with no explanation. The city of Hayward saw its 10th and 11th murders over the weekend as 2 men were killed in a shooting incident. Residents are wondering what's going on since the murder rate last year in Hayward was 6. But police say while the number is high, it is not out of line for a population of Hayward's size.
The suspect in the murder of 11-year-old Jaquita Mack was in an Oakland courtroom today. Alex DeMaul was arraigned on a third special circumstance, alleging that he committed a lewd and lascivious act. He already faces 2 special circumstances, charges for rape and sodomy. If convicted of any one of these special circumstances, DeMaul could face the death penalty. DeMaul's court-appointed attorney has declined to represent the accused killer. Skipping school in one East Bay community could cost students a fine or possibly worse. Pittsburgh city officials say roughly half the students at Pittsburgh High have had at least 20 days where they would leave early or not show up at all. The city council is considering a law to make it harder to leave.
The National League of Cities has implemented, policies and ordinances and given us suggestions, many city suggestions on how to reduce daytime crime. And daytime crime is significantly caused by youth who are not in school.
So the city council is meeting tonight to decide whether to impose a daytime curfew on teens.
Teenage inmates in California have reportedly been used as guinea pigs for testing a powerful psychiatric drug. The Los Angeles Times reports that state officials are investigating the legality of a 1997 Stanford University experiment at a Stockton detention facility. The paper says 61 males ages 14 to 18 were given a drug called Depakote, normally used to treat seizures and mania. The researchers wanted to see if the drug cured aggression. Stanford University issued a statement today saying that the study took a very conservative approach, comparing low dosages of the medicine over a limited period of time. The university also said the study was in keeping with federal law.
Well, there's a brand new lie detector system for the peninsula. The San Mateo County Sheriff's Department will soon be using a new polygraph that's a software program contained in a laptop computer. The technology is smaller and smarter. Instead of an operator interpreting the graph data, the software does it, eliminating some human error. The technology is already in use by the FBI and the CIA and the Department of Defense.
Marijuana users are on the offensive in San Francisco. At 6:39, we will check out the billboards you'll be seeing around San Francisco with a clear message.
And then at 6:46, 5 Reports investigates the safety of airbags and protecting passengers.
Hi, everybody. On Evening Magazine tonight, you're going to see my interview with Hugh Grant. We talk about what it's like to be a celebrity, all the charming characters he plays, and his relationship with Elizabeth Hurley during those rocky times, if you know what I mean. It's only on Evening Magazine, and it's tonight at 7.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Sleep Train Mattress Centers, your ticket to a better night's sleep.
Premium cut lumber. Quality wood products with fewer gouges and knots, less bark, warping and twisting. Other lumber doesn't stack up. Premium cut. Quality wood products. Only at the Home Depot.
Over the years, a lot of businesses have put their names on one line of trucks. The one that's overall the most powerful line of pickups on the road. The one that was first to offer quad cab versatility. And the first and only full-size pickup to receive J.D. Power & Associates' Most Appealing Award 4 years running. We understand this name thing. We're pretty fussy about what we put ours on, too. Now get air at no extra charge on select 1,500 models and a $1,000 cash allowance.
Quand je rêve de toi, quand je rêve de toi, ma langue sent de toi, je réjouis. Le jour où tout a volé mon corps, ma vie m'a quitté aussi. Je n'aurais jamais cru que ce serait.
Paris is coming September 1st. Call 888 Bonjour for grand opening specials.
Et quand tu m'as dit je m'en vais.
You know how long it had been since I'd been out on a date?
Mom's really nervous.
And how many stores I had to go to before I found that purple dress.
Like it? Awesome. I love purple.
But when I wanted the exact shade of purple for my eyes,
Mom,
I went to Rite Aid. Too much, huh?
Totally.
With Rite Aid's Cosmetics money-back guarantee, I just exchanged it.
So, what do you think? Much better.
Risk-free cosmetics at Rite Aid. It's not just a store, it's a solution.
Don't be late.
Well, Well, a new taxi service in the North Bay offers door-to-door pickup of hazardous waste materials. Right now, the Toxic Taxi retrieves toxic household trash from the Cloverdale area. Peter Blake charges $20 for residential stops and $45 for businesses. The Sonoma County firefighter started the business a few months ago. In San Francisco, pot smokers take the initiative with a new billboard campaign. They're putting up for what they hope will be a national advertising campaign. The aim is to bring the concept of recreational marijuana use into the open to get it legalized. The group called Normal is behind the billboard campaign.
Well, a protest in the East Bay against the Starbucks coffee chain has evaporated. Yesterday, signs were posted accusing the coffee giant of brewing unrest by taking over a store that was once owned by a neighborhood shop called the Juicy Java. Neighbors said that Starbucks would only encourage more chains to enter the neighborhood. Today, the Starbucks is open and the protesters are gone. On the peninsula, Millbrae police say they have arrested 2 forgery and counterfeiting suspects. One of the suspects had been detained by police on a routine traffic stop and had used an alias. Well, he was released but then later arrested in a Millbrae hotel. Both suspects are wanted in El Dorado County for going on a shopping spree in Lake Tahoe using bogus $20 bills.
Now, in cooperation with the San Jose Mercury News, this is Eye on Technology and Business.
A first birthday today for the computer that's credited with revitalizing Apple computers. 2 million Apple iMacs have been sold since its debut last year, making it the best-selling computer ever. The easy-to-use iMac is geared toward consumers who find standard computers intimidating, and other companies are now copying that design.
Cisco Systems is snapping up another company. The data networking giant is buying London-based Callista Incorporated for $55 million in stock. Callista is currently developing internet technology that allows different business phones to work together for the first time over the internet. Cisco is trying to expand its data, voice, and video services over the net.
MCI WorldCom is giving some 3,000 businesses about 3 weeks of free service. MCI's data networking was experiencing intermittent outages the past 10 days, raising the ire of many of its customers, including ATM customers and the Chicago Board of Trade. The company's network began breaking down following a software upgrade from Lucent Technologies.
Bad news for parents. The PlayStation game console has broken the $100 barrier. The console will go on sale for $99 a week from today. The company is launching a $150 million ad blitz to push the PlayStation, which the company says is now in 20 million households.
And turning now to world and national news, the Iowa straw poll claims a candidate.
Bill Schechner has the details from the Satellite Center.
The candidate is former Tennessee Governor Lamar Alexander. He dropped out today. He finished 6th in the poll over the weekend. Alexander has been running for 6 years. After he failed to get the nomination in 1996, he just kept going. Today he stopped. However, former Vice President Dan Quayle, who finished behind Alexander, says he is still in. In Moscow, the parliament said okay to Boris Yeltsin's latest choice for prime minister today, former spy master Vladimir Putin. There he is. Putin has to deal with a revolt in the southern provinces, a collapsing economy, and Yeltsin, who's fired 6 other prime ministers in the last 18 months. So maybe in this one, approval is no favor. And this is a picture of the KPIX seismograph registering an earthquake about 35 minutes ago in Turkey. The epicenter is about 60 miles from Istanbul. First reports say it's a 6.8, about the intensity of our Loma Prieta quake. There are reports of buildings and some bridges collapsing and some injuries. So far, no reports of death. And one final item. This is one of those turn-a-page items. The American consulate in Saigon opened today. Guess where it is? On the site of the former American embassy. You know, the one with the choppers flying out when the war ended. The embassy, as you know, moved to Hanoi 2 years ago. And that's some of the other news tonight. In the Satellite Center, I'm Bill Schechner.
They're designed to protect you and your children, but are airbags safe at any speed? We'll have some answers for you next in 5 Reports.
My kitchen is spotless. What's my secret? Boston Market.
Now get a whole chicken, 4 regular sides, 3 cornbread, and a 2-liter Coke, all for just $11.99. Boston Market. Our kitchen is your kitchen.
Intel may be best known for what's inside computers, but they are also playing a role in preparing Bay Area students for the jobs of the future. Through the Intel Carver Scholars Program, Intel and local teachers are helping 100 students prepare for higher education and high-tech careers. This is just one example of Intel's commitment to education and to our community.
As we age, our joints can make simple actions more difficult. But now you can help support the flexibility of your joints with pain-free glucosamine and chondroitin. Pain-free helps rebuild and protect joint cartilage. Move better, feel better with Pain-Free from Schiff.
Weather where you live. Sponsored by your Northern California Toyota dealer. Explore the full line of Toyota cars and trucks today at toyotanorcal.com.
A real-time weather check for you right now at 6:44 from Los Altos, where it's 68 degrees. Complete forecast just ahead.
Dad, can I see a glass of water?
Sure. Why?
I'm looking for lead and asbestos in Mom's glass.
Huh?
They could be in anyone's tap water. It's not your fault. Most people don't know.
Thank goodness there's Pure. The Pure Plus pitcher reduces potential cancer-causing contaminants that may be hiding in your tap water, even microorganisms that other pitcher filters can't. So protect your family. Be sure it's Pure.
I just want what's best for you guys.
You're looking at someone who just bought a home with no down payment. How? He called Ditech.com and borrowed 125% of the purchase price. With your good credit, you too can finance up to $500,000 with no down payment. Use the extra cash to pay closing costs, pay off bills, or buy new furniture. Buy a home of your own with no down payment. Call Ditech.com at 1-800-71-FIXED for the 125 Dream Loan today.
Join Channel 5 and participate in the International Dragon Boat Race this August in Oakland. Amateur and novice crew members are welcome. Call this number for information and registration. Eyewitness News is everywhere. Now, 5 reports.
There's been a lot of publicity lately about airbags and how they can hurt children. Last year, General Motors recalled 1 million of its cars with airbags that could deploy under normal driving conditions. But tonight on 5 Reports, we're going to examine the most common malfunction that most drivers might face. Airbags are tested in situations like this, a crash using dummies at 35 miles per hour. But sometimes airbags deploy when a slow, routine drive through town ends in a fender bender. They can bruise, burn, and sometimes even kill at speeds of less than 10 miles per hour.
I was driving no more than 10 miles an hour. I'm wearing a seatbelt. I hit the car ahead of me. It was a fender bender. 2 seconds later, the airbags explode.
The injuries caused to the operator of this vehicle was clearly caused by the airbags and not by the impact.
Doctors say I have...
Susan Walker was treated for second-degree burns on both arms and bruises to her chest and stomach.
That airbag simply should not have gone off because you didn't need the airbag.
Since 1990, more than 100 people have been killed by airbags that deployed in low-speed accidents. And even more people have been stunned by the severity of the injuries caused by the airbags in these minor collisions.
My car collided with a parked car, and due to the impact, the airbag imploded. I ended up with a fractured nose as well as burns on my face and upper chest.
The biggest single problem with airbags today. We would like to see the government require a threshold trigger speed for airbags of no lower than 12 miles per hour, because that would eliminate most of the injuries and deaths that we're seeing in airbags today.
Right now, deployment standards are up to car makers. Last year, General Motors recalled almost 1 million cars with faulty airbags, mostly due to an increased risk of deployment during low-speed crashes. GM is redesigning its bags, and so are other automakers. But Susan Walker's van is a Ford Windstar, highly rated for its airbags.
I know airbags can hurt small children, but I didn't know they could hurt moms like me driving at such a low speed.
A Ford spokesperson explains that during collisions, their airbags are supposed to inflate starting at 8 miles per hour, because that's enough to get an occupant's head close to the steering wheel. Consider the numbers. Airbags have saved nearly 3,000 lives in high-speed crashes, but are blamed for 108 deaths in low-speed collisions. So what can manufacturers do to improve airbag safety?
Introduce the more gentle variable inflation level airbags that if you are too close, it pushes you back gently into the seat, and then in a higher speed crash, it deploys with full force to save your life.
Susan Walker is going to replace her airbag, but she's nervous about it.
I understand airbags can save lives, and for that reason, I'm glad we have them for high-speed collisions. But as a mother, I drive slowly around town, and now it's the possibility of fender benders that scare me.
In San Francisco, I'm Hank Plant for 5 Report. Now, Ford is currently working to develop new airbag technologies, including airbags that inflate differently according to the severity of the accident. And GM is also designing a new airbag that will not deploy in less forceful conditions.
Tomorrow night on 5 Reports, you've probably heard the ads for the new internet-only banking, but in certain cases, you may be trading convenience for fees. We're going to show you who saves and who pays with internet banking.
All right, time now for the weather. Brian Sussman. Hi, Brian.
Yes, Monday evening in the Bay Area. The forecast coming up. We'll check the 5-day as well. Stay tuned.
I'm Rick Kwan. Niners star receiver Terrell Owens suffers an injury, and the A's try to deal a wild card in Boston.
1-4-3. Tonight, hit the track with John Force.
It leaves with the same G-force 4Gs as the space shuttle.
At 300 miles per hour, anything can happen. Evening Magazine tonight at 7 on Channel 5.
Square off with your favorite stars on Hollywood Squares. Join Pamela Anderson and Natalie Raitano, George Wallace, Kathy Ireland, and Alan Ruck on Hollywood Squares. There's a laugh at every square.
Tonight at 7:30 here on Channel 5.
With the most horsepower in its class, the Acura TL silences the competition. Of course, with its sophisticated sound-dampened cabin, you probably wouldn't have heard them anyway. The 1999 TL from Acura.
Being new to the Bay Area, people didn't know what to make of me.
What is with your outfit?
Well, that's a fair question. You look a lot like a car freshener.
A mailbox?
Does it look like a price tag?
No.
No, I'm not a speaker. Then I let them know I'm here to make shopping better.
Oh, I like that a lot. I like that.
You do like that?
I like that. We need that. That would be wonderful. I would love it. I'd probably shop there.
That'd be great. I shop there all the time. Woohoo! I think I'm gonna like it here. And I think they're gonna like me.
Find anything hotter than a Carl's Jr. Double Western, go for it. If it doesn't get all over the place, it doesn't belong in your face.
Mervyn's back-to-school sale, going on now.
Now, meteorologist Brian Sussman with the weathercast voted best in California by the Associated Press. Weather everywhere.
Got my vote. Hey, it's summer.
Ooh.
Yes, it is.
I mean,
unless you live in the city.
Yeah, well, you can.
No, it's summer in the city, though, right?
Summer in the city, sure. The foghorns are loud and clear.
Summer in the city.
Yeah. Fog time, summer in the city. Back of my neck getting cold and
sweaty.
Wet.
That was
you live by the coast today.
That was close.
It was cool and cloudy and foggy, and there's the fast-forward camera. Complete data with our summertime bugs. They're just hanging out by the camera, doing a little FaceTime on television. 82 in San Jose today. You get farther inland, 90 Livermore, 85 Concord, bit of a breeze blowing through towards Vallejo today, 80 degrees there. 65 San Francisco, a couple degrees warmer other side of the bay in Oakland, where it was 71. Statewide, it is summer. Early summer for Death Valley, 113. Oftentimes this time of the year, they're a lot warmer than that. Here's our Bay Vision computer model, and we'll show you what's going to be happening tomorrow beginning at 8 o'clock. So we'll take it from the mid-commute. Be a lot of fog and low cloudiness coast side, across the peninsula, say towards Redwood City area, across the bay towards Oakland and 880, southern Marin County also with the fog. But once the day gets rolling, the fog and low cloudiness will quickly pull back towards the coast. I think, if anything, we'll just see a partial clearing coast side tomorrow and through the Golden Gate as well. So at noon, let's switch gears here and show you what temperatures will look like tomorrow using, again, the Bay Vision computer model. The cool spot all day long, either side of the Golden Gate and the San Mateo County coastline, where temperatures probably will remain in the 60s throughout the day. By 4 o'clock, peak heating around the Bay Area. We'll see lots of 80s, Cotati Valley, Sonoma Valley, Napa Valley, east of the Bay, and edging into the Santa Clara Valley as well. So temperature spread, 60s along the coast, mid to upper 80s inland. Basically the same forecast for your Wednesday. Temperatures will taper off slightly Thursday and Friday. Right now, I know it's only Monday, but the weekend's looking pretty darn good. That's our latest forecast. That's weather everywhere.
Well, Oakland A's fans are saying I told you so, aren't they?
Well, not many people picked them to be contending so quickly, but those young A's are doing so. The streaking Oakland A's can pull into a tie for the wild card spot with a win tonight at Boston. The Red Sox are currently 1 game up on Oakland. Omar Olivares got the start here in the first inning. Brian Dahlback sends a deep fly ball to left, but watch Ben Grieve go up against the Green Monster and bring it down. The A's broke a scoreless tie in the third. A.J. Hinch launches a 3-run homer. It's over the wall. Now at the top of the ninth, Oakland leads 5-3. Well, the Niners got a scare yesterday when Terrell Owens went down during practice with a shoulder injury. But the star receiver should be okay. X-rays revealed no dislocation or separation. He's just very sore.
He's making progress. He feels better today than he did yesterday. And we did not get an MRI on him today because we didn't think it was necessary at this point. If he makes as much progress tomorrow as he did, overnight, then we'll feel optimistic about his recovery.
Raiders backup quarterback Scott Dreisbach had surgery on his broken right leg today. He'll be out from 6 to 8 weeks. Dreisbach had been playing well in yesterday's win against Dallas. The injury happened here running for a first down. His leg gets caught while being tackled. John Gruden had called the play.
I'm not going to take responsibility or worry about things that happen like that. I don't think you can. And if I had to play the call over, knowing that he would have broke his fibula, I surely wouldn't have called it. But I'm as frustrated as anybody. I think a lot of that kid, he's worked his tail off to get himself in position. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, very tough break for Dreisbach. Been playing very well. Looked like he was going to be the #2 quarterback, too.
It's a tough break is right.
Yep. Look for the Raiders, though, to probably sign a new quarterback just to have him in practice.
Okay. Thanks, Rick.
All righty.
No one wants to be left hanging. But unfortunately, you can feel that way with today's healthcare. That's why it's important to know that in a world where healthcare is becoming harder to get, there's a company with the resources and strength to give its members the coverage they need. Blue Cross of California. The power of blue.
The Bay Area knows the value of exports. From transportation equipment and machinery to computers, petroleum and food products, goods are shipped all over America and to every corner of the world. $40 to $50 billion worth every year. And it's important because every $1 billion in exports supports 14,000 jobs here in the Bay Area. International trade important to our region and to the world.
Making it starts here at home.
On a given day, you can find John Esquaga checking the fish soup in Restaurante Orozco.
Perfect.
Making sure his John's Club card works in the video poker machines.
Perfect.
Breaking in a new game in the Skywalk Arcade.
Perfect.
And monitoring the water temperature of the hot tubs at the Atrium Pool.
Perfect.
John Esquaga's Nugget. Leave nothing to chance.
Make your plans now to see Lyle Lovett at the Nugget in Reno, August 27th and 28th.
At Clarify, we create the software that leading companies use to dazzle their customers. ADP uses Clarify in over 50 customer service centers worldwide. We help Compaq provide customer support for computers large and small. E-Trade uses Clarify to keep you at the forefront of market trends. At Clarify, making it in America really does start here.
Tonight on Channel 5, it's The King of Queens at 8, followed by Thanks at 8:30. Everybody Loves Raymond at 9 and Becker at 9:30. Then don't miss 48 Hours at 10, followed by Channel 5 Eyewitness News at 11. Covering the South Bay, East Bay, the Peninsula, San Francisco, and the North Bay, Eyewitness News is everywhere.
It could give the name gas station new meaning. A new filling station opened today in Dearborn, Michigan, that fills cars up with gaseous or liquid hydrogen. Many observers say that fuel cell-powered vehicles are the wave of the future. The refueling station cost Ford $1.5 million, and according to Ford, is only the second of its kind in the world.
Tonight at 11 on Eyewitness News, we will have the very latest on the earthquake that hit Turkey about 2 hours ago. Preliminary reports indicate it registered a big 6.8 on the Richter scale. And why have the number of yellow jackets doubled this summer in parts of the Bay Area? We'll have that story and more at 11. But right now, that's our broadcast.
Please sit back now and enjoy tonight's edition of Evening Magazine. Hope you have a good night.
Good night.